taking action, getting results. You're watching WHNT News 19 Sunday evening.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chelsea Brensel. Facebook is condemning a video circulating on social media. The video depicts a child involved in sex acts with an adult man. Law enforcement has made it clear you should not share the video, even if it's just in hopes of getting the man in jail, because it's considered child pornography. Facebook shared similar sentiments in a statement with our news partners at AL.com. The company spokesperson said, quote, "We do not allow the sharing of child exploitative images on Facebook or Messenger, even to express outrage. Regardless of intention, sharing such imagery is harmful and illegal." They went on to say, when we become aware of such images, we remove them and notify the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We urge people to never share such content and report it to local authorities immediately. A man accused of animal cruelty is set to go to trial this week, more than 4 years after he was arrested. 52-year-old Ronald Golden faces 22 counts of animal cruelty. Police say he admitted to buying kittens off of Craigslist and torturing them to death. Golden has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to all the charges. While some are anticipating the possibility of baseball in Madison, a group of residents aren't yet on board and say a project this big should have more public input. This Facebook page called Madison Baseball Stadium has surfaced. It was created by a group of locals who are opposed to the project. Their recent post shows this image, which is encouraging residents who are against the stadium to send an email directly to Mayor Paul Finley and the Madison City Council. They've even gone as far as buying ad space in the Huntsville Times. They say it's going to begin showing up in the paper starting on Wednesday. The city of Florence is deploying some new tools to help rid the city of cigarette butts. The first of 18 cigarette butt receptacles were installed this week, this one just outside of City Hall. These are not your normal receptacles. The butts collected will be recycled into plastic products. Mayor Steve Holt has made it one of his missions to keep cigarette butts from littering the city's sidewalk and roadways.
Cigarette butt litter is the #1 litter issue in the entire world. So I'm not alone in my soapbox about this. You can look around.
The city will be deploying the rest of the recycling receptacles on strategic locations around the city. The recycling program in Madison County has drawn criticism. Inconsistent pickups, too small of bins, and in some places, lack of recycling altogether. WHNT News 19's Kelly Vaughn has more on the plans to remedy these problems and the surprising way your garbage is being used every day.
Madison County Commission members say they will further explore the best options for the recycling program and hope to make improvements soon. At least 2 people are dead and dozens others injured after an Amtrak train and freight train collided in South Carolina. You can see the scene here. It all happened around 2:30 local time. Officials say 8 crew members and 139 passengers were on the Amtrak train. About 5,000 gallons of fuel spilled as a result of the collision.
You would expect more fatalities, but God blessed us and we only had the 2.
The 2 people killed in the crash were both Amtrak personnel, a 54-year-old engineer and a 32-year-old conductor. Tonight we will learn who the Super Bowl champs are, but there's already some predictions. We're going to take a look at those when we return. Members of Congress appeared on political shows today reacting to the release of the controversial memo alleging the FBI abused its power. CBS News' Laura Podesta breaks down what both sides had to say.
Democrats criticized Friday's release of the controversial memo compiled by Republican staffers on the House Intelligence Committee. They're calling it an attack.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is calling on the president to back the public release of the Democratic rebuttal to the GOP memo. Schumer says the public is getting a one-sided account of the FBI's role in the investigation. On the ice, they'll drop the gloves and fight. But off the ice, those Huntsville Havoc hockey players are showing their softer side. And we caught up with them when they were making a special delivery.
Last week, the players visited the NICU.
This is amazing for them to see.
Before they put on those special pink and blue jerseys for the 12th annual.
Find out what the boys did and why it's one of the biggest wins of the season for everyone tonight at 10. You won't want to miss this week's story with Jerry Hayes.